So today, there's another military activity in Jenin. And of course, social media is going wild. And then we think to ourselves as individuals, what could I do? I'm just a simple student in university. I'm another Jew in my community. Am I the one that's going to make this big difference? And the answer in this week's Parsha is yes. We find Pinchas, who wasn't Moshe, he wasn't from the 70 elders, but there was an act that he did because he felt that's right. And he went out and he quieted the wrath of Hashem and the Jewish people through one act. When he saw the Jewish people were serving the idols, and the head of the tribe of Shimon is married the prince of Moab, he went, took matters into his own hands, and this young man was able to quieten the wrath from Hashem on the Jewish people, even though he was younger than most of them. The previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, who we just celebrated his release from prison, was the one individual that stood up to Stalin based on what he remembered from his father. What did his father say? A very important lesson. There was a conference of rabbis, and everyone was scared to stand up and speak because there was informers in every part of the hall. Whereas the Rebbe Rashab got up and he said that we are not going to allow our children to live in a Jewish school with no Jewish education. And therefore, we are not going to allow the reason of this conference to be successful. He stood up and he spoke so strong, so powerful, that the authorities put him on home arrest. When Reb Chaim of Brisk came to meet him, they saw him crying, and they said, "Hey, Lubavitcher Rebbe, why are you crying?" So he gave this example, and this is the example I want to give. He said, you walk into a store, there are two types of sellers. There's a person that's working from 9 to 5, and there's a person that is the owner of the shop. When there's customers, everyone's happy. But what happens when there's no customers? The person working from 9 to 5 goes home, he's getting his paycheck. But the owner, he goes crazy. He's walking out, trying to get customers, making sales. He's trying to do something so people should come to the store. He cannot sleep quietly. So the Rebbe Rashab, the fifth Lubavitcher Rebbe, turned around and said, we are the owners of the shop. Hashem gave Jews the power to change ourselves and the world around us. This is what he did. This is what his son, the sixth Lubavitcher Rebbe, did. This is what Parshas Pinchas tells us to do. And this is how we have to see ourselves. Not as individuals, but part of this great idea. A chain of so many thousands of years. And every one of us could make that huge difference in our communities and around the world. Shabbat Shalom.